Hey, welcome to your Gemini horoscope for the week of the 20th of January to the 3rd of February. And it's all about you this week. As focus moves to self, we have been focused on the past and really lots of things from the past coming up. And what I like about the transition of past to self is really it gives you an opportunity to look at how far you've come. Not so much where you were at one time and gosh, I wish I could be there again. I think we all do our fair share of that. But it is a good idea to look at where I've been and how far I've come and, some of the improvements and things that I've did to make a stronger, better person out of myself, if that makes sense. And it really does help when we have problems going on around us. A lot of people who go through some pretty heavy stuff. I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, just think positive and everything is going to be okay." No, that's not what I'm saying and what I've ever said in my life, to be honest with you. But having a more positive and grateful outlook definitely does help to get through the challenges and the difficulties of life, of which will never go away. They're always going to be there. And we're also always going to run into parts of ourselves that we don't care for, that we don't like, that we would like to change. And what's funny is, I think most of us can see things about ourselves that we would like to change, but we don't because we sort of convince ourselves that we're just kind of stuck like that and we can't change that. I've heard that from a lot of people over the years. Well, this is how I am. And, it's not going to change. I think I've even said that myself once or twice. The truth is, that's not true. We have control over nothing in this world but ourselves. And that is the one thing that we do have control over is ourselves. So I feel like this week there's not a lot of planet influences. We do still have Vespa's influence coming in. And Vespa's influence is interesting because it transitions from really focusing on security of the past into bringing that or creating that security within yourself in some way, if that makes sense. Of course, we can't, I think when we're focused on the past, we're uber focused on details that may not be exactly true. They're from our child's perception, so it could be something that we're making up in that time. But it's not just about us making it up. We can think, oh my gosh, being at my parents' house, I was so secure there, but they were going through massive financial problems and the house almost got lost, and kids just don't really pay attention to those things, especially if the parents aren't vocalizing it. So we have a lot of sometimes we have a lot of memories that aren't exactly what we thought they were, if that makes sense. We're still looking at a false sense of security. And that's the point that I'm trying to get here in so many words, in typical Gemini fashion, nonetheless. Kind of weird, huh? The point is, we need to create that sense of security for ourselves. And this is what Vespa's transition into that focus is all about. It's saying, hey, you're a kick-ass person. You know how to live life successfully. All you have to do is do it. Create that security for yourself. Don't overthink it. Overthinking it doesn't fix anything and it doesn't help anything. It it does nothing but drive you crazy. That's really it. Don't overthink it. Just go to what you're pulled to do and do it and see the results eventually. Most of the time we just have to get out of our own way. And then things just happen the way that they're supposed to happen. And if we stop trying to control that and put some control in ourselves instead, it's usually the better way of utilizing our energy. Focus on self is all about self-care as well, which we're probably going to be talking about here for the next month or so, few weeks or so, however many weeks we are focused on self. But that's also important. So I feel like this week really is all about you stepping out of the blah 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 that's going on in there, all the things you're worried about, all the things you need to have, all of the problems that you need a resolution to. Step out of all of that. Quiet your brain. I know how hard it is. Easier said than done, I know, but it's possible. I'm an Aquarian and I can do it. It is possible. Um, and just say, hey, okay, I know who I am. Remember who you are. I know who I am. I know I can do this. Let's just get it done and move past all the stuff that tried to take you down and didn't, because all that stuff was just there. It proved to you that you could lick all that, you could lick this, whatever. You just have to get out of your head and come up with a plan and stick to it. That's the big thing, is sticking to it. Just because Geminis aren't good at that doesn't mean that they can't. I know a lot of Geminis that can follow through and finish projects. It's true. I know a lot of them. I know a lot of other signs that can't follow through and finish projects. Just because it's been an issue for you before doesn't mean that it has to be an issue now. That's all I'm saying. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do consider sending a tip or donation through my coffee link, which is down there in the description. I would really appreciate that. I love all the coffees. You guys are amazing and awesome, and I love you. Also down there in the description is the link to my website. You can book time there. You can check out the membership there. You can check out the schedule and events that are coming up, because there will be events coming up on the calendar at some point this week as well. Lots of stuff, so you don't want to miss it. Go and check that out. I'm Melissa Bruce, Heavy Metal Psychic. I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, you guys make it a great week, because you can, because you're awesome, because you're Gemini.